Hello everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. This is Red World mod. So we looked at the Cold War mod, which is quite popular. Red World hasn't been updated in quite a long time, but it is different than the other one. There's a few different countries. Africa's interesting. Excuse me. And Europe is also quite interesting. So we have the German Democratic Republic, which does include Austria from the get-go, which is quite interesting. We've got a very strong French socialist state. Yeah, democratic my ass. Everybody's fucking communists. And the most interesting thing, and what I really want to look at more so today than anything else, is America. Because America is now split up between multiple different factions and multiple different types of things. Someone to observe here. Multiple different factions, multiple different strong unions, except for Illinois. Fuck Illinois. And apparently also Texas. Fuck Texas. And the Midwest Union. Okay. Oh, okay. The UAPR actually has units, so there are some that have some armed units. Great Lakes Republic does. See, Canada's got a chance this time because they're fully united. So just keep that in mind. And Alaska is up here with some units as well, looking all lonely. So I'm really interested to see what happens in America. First of all, who triumphs and becomes the new America? Will Canada do it, or will one of these split American states do it, or will even the Mexicans manage to somehow pull it off? That would be interesting to see. And of course, it'd be interesting to see what happens in Europe. Will the Soviets take everything? Could China overpower them? Could India overpower them all? And of course, Africa as well. There's some interesting unions and countries going on there. So lots of interesting things that could happen in this mod. So let's get it going, shall we? So there goes the world tension, all to hell, and here comes all the fucking wars. Everybody's at war with everybody. Oh man, took 2 states. The UAE is already gone. Oh my goodness. Turkish Union took a couple of states. Palestine has been annexed as well. The greater Lebanese state is at war with Jordan. The Greeks are at war with... Oh, the Albanians are dead. Ghana's at war with Togo. Qatar was annexed. Excuse me, my goodness. I'm still not quite back to normal. My goodness, there's a lot of places being annexed very early on here. Union of Lincoln was annexed by Canada. So the Canadians are making their first major moves. They're now at war with Utah. So they're trying to dig into the states here pretty heavy. Good for them. Probably the best thing to do. Bhutan is gone. Texas is also gone. Wow, this is fucking insane. Jordan took some states. The American Republic is at war with the Midwest Union, who I don't think actually has any units, so that's going to be bad for them. The Mexicans at war with them too, so if the Mexicans can get in there and dig up more points, they could get more of that. Trinidad is gone. American People's Commonwealth is at war with a foe that actually has a... Oh, the Canadians declared war on Montana. That's kind of expected. My goodness, this is insane. Everybody's dying. So the Great Lakes Republic is at war with the Commonwealth people, which means... Pardon me, the American People's Commonwealth actually have to fight somebody with an army first off, which is bad for them, honestly. It's not good. The Americans are at war with Montana, but of course they have no units up here to do anything. Or do they? Oh, they have 1. So they have 1 unit that could invade, but I imagine the Canadians are most likely going to take that first. Yeah. So Mozambique was annexed. So Africa is going insane, just so y'all know. Lots of different states, lots of deaths. Canada declared war on Alaska, so Montana is gone. I assume the Canadians took most of that. Yeah, good damn portion. So that's interesting. The Alaskans are going to get invaded by the Canadians right off, which honestly is probably how it should be. I'll guess Alaska. Definitely put all of your units right there, where they can easily be surrounded and brutally murdered. You dumbasses. There's no ports there. Is there a town there? No. You idiots. You idiots. Terrible spot for all of your units. Not a lot of movement here. The Great Lakes have nobody on their border. They could easily invade, but they appear The Americans appear to be more interested in their southern neighbors, which is not a good idea at all. It's a very, very bad idea. German Republic has declared war on Sweden. Yugoslavia declared war on Romania. So did Poland. The Soviets are at war with them as well. Oh my god. Everything's just going out of whack. Guatemala has dominated Central America, though the Mexicans now are challenging that domination, which isn't great. Africa is still going absolutely fucking bonkers. We have a very big, very strong-looking Morocco in the north, taking a lot of the coast area here. They're currently attacking the Ivory Coast. Nigeria, of course, they're usually a big player. We have the Arab Islamist Republic, which is Libya, stretching all the way down in here. I don't know who they're at war with currently. Oh, the Central African Empire. That may go well, it may not. Romania is gone. Turkey took a good couple of states there. The Turks are now at war with the Greeks. The Soviets are, they haven't expanded a whole lot. The Norwegian Federation is at war with them, but I don't know whether they're just not invading or they're just very slow. There is a lot of choke points, so depending on kind of what happens, the Norwegians could defend for a little while, but we'll see what happens. The Japanese killed somebody. I don't know who it was, but they did kill them. Korea exists. Holy shit, they have a lot of divisions. Wow, okay, 55 divisions to start with is actually a lot of divisions. They are communists led by Kim Jong-il, so he's here. He's taken it all. The Chinese, hello, how are you, Mr. Airbrushed Face? My god. The Chinese are currently at war with Pakistan, though so is Iran. So, I mean, really, how that's going to go is anybody's guess. Bangladesh is somehow still alive, despite being at war with India, one of the more powerful nations, definitely to start with. So I'm surprised they've actually lasted that long. Oh my god, everybody is declaring war on Libya. Did Libya just, like, split? So there's the Libyan Union, and that's it. So where the fuck is the other Libyans? The Libyans, oh, hello, Gaddafi. They swapped from socialism into a dictatorship, which is interesting. And now they're at war with, like, just Gabon, by the looks of it here. It looked like there was a lot more to do with Libya there than I thought, but whatever. So Libya's at war with Gabon. So they're actually looking to be a pretty strong contender in Africa. The United Arab Republic is still invading Sudan. They're doing a very slow job, so that doesn't really bode that well. Ivory Coast is soon to collapse under the Moroccans. Senegal is warring Guyana here. Why there's two capitals, I don't know. I'm not sure what's... Oh, I see. Sierra Leone has taken it. I get it. Okay. So they're about to collapse. Makes sense. Excuse me. So, the Sudanese Union declared war on the United Arab Republic. Libyan Union declared war on Socialist Algeria. Okay. Why? Greek is dead. Why is the Sudanese Union all of a sudden back? Did they white peace? Is that what happened? That's very strange, if that's what happened. That is... I don't understand that one. So Libyans are now at war with the Algerians. Gabon exists, but they're getting eaten by the Congolese, I do believe. Yes, the Congolese are eating them alive. So Libyans... God damn it. Switched tracks to go after Algeria, which is probably a smart move. Morocco declared war on Guinea. Again, smart move. Guinea will collapse very quickly there. They haven't moved their capital, for God's sakes. Oh, they just did. Okay. Okay. Oh, the United Arab Republic was just annexed by Turkey. Oh, shit. So the Turks just ate them alive. Okay. All right. Iraq is actually looking pretty good right now. They're invading the Saudis. They're doing an okay job. They got exception up here. Though they could just surround the Saudis right there and be done with that. Hopefully they're smart enough to figure that out. Iran is still invading Pakistan. That's an interesting, slow invasion. Vietnam is invading Thailand, also very slow. Singapore is actually winning against Malaysia. They're very slowly pushing out. They don't have a lot of units per se, but they're doing quite well with the few that they have. So good for them. Good for them. In America, Canada still asserting its dominance, invading Africa, invading Alaska. They've actually killed a few Alaskan units. They had more than that. So soon they will hopefully fully push in and take them out entirely. Although the Alaskans are winning on this front, mostly even though they have no equipment at all. The Canadians are having some organizational problems in the north, which makes sense. The Great Lakes Republic still exists. Papua New Guinea was just annexed. Okay. My goodness, not having a good time here. Very dry cough. Yeah. So the American Republic. I don't know who they are actually at war with. Oh, they're at war with Cuba. Okay. Okay. Sure. All right. Why not? And the UAPR is at war with whom? Who are you at war with? Oh, no, that's the American Republic. I want the UAPR, please. That's who I clicked on. They're not at war with anybody. That's actually kind of surprising. So North America is actually quite quiet, for the time being, anyway. I figure once Alaska falls to the Canadians, we'll see a bit of a differentiator. I'm shocked the Great Lake Republic is not taking advantage of the fact that there's nobody on that front line, so they could easily take down this area here before they would react. I'm shocked at this one. I think this could just be a glitch in the mod, but it's very, very interesting to say the least. Vietnam still at war with Thailand. Thailand just does not want to die. They're doing their best. They're funneled here, and their last city is Fuck It, which is pretty appropriate, I might add. Singapore is still attempting to push out. Oh, the People's Federation of Borneo. They actually have their own nation. Good for them. Good for them. Are the Koreans at war with anybody? I said the Korean. No, they're not. Okay. Apollo Republic has been... So the Indonesians are basically making a Pacific empire, more or less, which is very interesting. And they'll be able to do it pretty easily. None of these nations really have any defense of any kind. It's going to gain them a few factories, too. I love how Hawaii is also independent, and they have no units at all. So they could easily be invaded. Very, very easily invaded. It looks like the... I don't know, I was going to say, I thought the Alaskans pushed, but they didn't. So in Europe, we've got the Germans on the Swedes doing a very slow northern push. The Soviets are still very, very slowly invading the Norwegian Federation here. They're taking their time. Poland is now at war with Turkey, as well as Germany at this point, so that's not good for them. Turkey's actually looking pretty powerful. What do the Soviets have for units? 79 divisions. It's not as many as I thought they'd have. 119 for the Chinese, so the Chinese actually have more. 108 for the Indians. So the Indians and the Chinese actually have more units. That's very interesting. The problem is their expansion is very limited. Like, very, very limited. And the Chinese units are generally pretty crap. And so are the Indians, to be totally fair. They can't take out Bangladesh, like, at all. Like, they're just failing miserably to take out Bangladesh. They really only need to take Dhaka, really, at this point. Oh, okay, never mind. Why are they not even close to capitulating? Is that because Dhaka's, like, literally all their victory points? I think that's actually true. I think Dhaka's just, like, all their victory points. Oh, that's sad. I feel bad. Oh, Australia just declared war on a bunch of people. Sweden was annexed. Tanzania's gone. SISR is gone, which was this island here. So the Indonesians are now going after Polynesia. I think Australia is also looking at that. So the Australians are starting to compete with the Indonesians, perhaps, for that whole Pacific Empire kind of vibe. Poland was just annexed, and they declared war on Norwegians, which makes sense. And the Turks are looking to expand their Balkan holdings into Yugoslavia, which again makes sense. The Yugoslavians fought some pretty heavy wars, and they're still fighting against the Italians, although the Italians are now at war with the Swiss as well, and the Italians are very, very weak. at the moment. So the Yugoslavians are going to continue to advance, and the Swiss are going to continue to advance as well. Oh, Angola just ate up somebody else. South Africa's eating Zimbabwe slowly. Ethiopia's looking pretty big. Libyan Union still looks pretty strong as well. They haven't really done much in their invasion here into Algeria. They've done a little bit. They've got pockets, but Algeria's not really good at defending their borders. For whatever reason, they're defending this port for the most part. I'm not really sure what their end game plan is, but the Libyans are going to eat them alive. Also, India has taken out Bangladesh finally and is now at war with Pakistan. I was waiting for that war to break out, and that's going to be it for the Pakistanis. They can't fight a two-front like that. They can defend against the Chinese out of that one province and fight the Iranians. There's no way they're going to hold up against the Iranians and the Indians. Guatemala was just annexed. Wait, who did they just declare war on? Oh, the UAPR. So Mexico is going after... Oh, Soviet Union just declared war on Iran. Goodbye, Iran. The Mexicans just declared war on the Californian Republic faction there. I don't really know what it stands for. Hello, Angela Davis. You are not who I expected to be in power there, but all right. So the Canadians couldn't take out Alaska quick enough. Chinese Republic declared war on the Philippines. Oh, Venezuela's gone. Japan declared war on the Marshall Islands. Nauru. Polynesia's been annexed. People's Republic declared war on Vietnam. Pakistan is now gone. The Canadians look like they're going to take Alaska pretty soon, though. They're starting to make actual pushes into Alaska. They'll probably end up either going against the UAPR on a two-front, or they'll declare war on the Great Lakes. I don't really know which, but definitely one of the two. The Germans are about to take over Norway. They're down to their final capital. Excuse me, my goodness. Yeah, they're down to their final capital, so that's not going to be good for them. Sorry, I just went to go get some water. I cough and stuff like that. It's just not good. So yeah, let's continue. Yeah, so Norway's about to die. Germany's pretty strong. 58 divisions. Not as strong as the Soviets, though. The Soviets would still give them a run for their money. Ooh. Really? I love how Turkey's got this little slip here. That's funny. Went to war against the Swiss. That's not good. Oh, Sierra Leone went down. Because the Swiss were looking pretty promising to go and take out the Italians, but not anymore. Oh, dear. The Yugoslavians are defending their border. They're doing okay against the Turks, actually. I mean, they're losing pretty much every fight, but they haven't really collapsed yet. You know what I mean? Like, they're still kind of holding. Soviets are really digging into Iran. They really want that Iranian crap. So does India at this point. So India and the Soviets are looking at dual takeover. Ethiopia wants Sudan, which makes sense. They're probably going to get it, too. Yeah, because Congolese Union's also at war with them. Yep, they went to war with the Great Lakes after Alaska. I thought that was going to happen. Oh, the United Dutch Republics. Tuvalu is annexed. Switzerland is annexed. So the Dutch, they don't have much on the defense end. They're at war with the French as well. How are the French doing? Hello, France. 32 divisions. Not great, actually. I expected more. I also expected Spain to fully invade Portugal by this point. But they don't seem to be, even though they could easily invade them from the north. They have more divisions they could send in, but hey, is what it is. The French are at war now with the Italians, so are the Germans, so that'll be it for the Italians. They're not going to survive that. They were getting their ass kicked by Yugoslavia until the Turks joined into that war. So, yeah, we know how that's going to end in the end. The Iraqis are still at war with the Saudis. This is a really long war, like really long. They're really close to their capital now, though. I don't know whether the Iraqis are going to be able to take them out or not, but that's a really long war. The Algerians are all but dead. I don't know where the hell they moved their capital to, but hey, they're all but dead now. They only have this little divisions here. I don't actually know where they would have moved their capital to. Do they have other holdings in Africa? I don't actually know where the hell they would go. Oh, Bolivia was just annexed. So down here we have the Socialist Chilean Union, which actually took out the Argentinians, which is a surprise. They're at war with Peru, so is Brazil. So we've got Colombia, Peru, Brazil, and Chile left. There. Libyan Union declared war on Spain. Ooh, that's an interesting one. I want them to be able to successfully navally invade Spain. I don't think they can. Oh, they just declared war on Nigeria. Okay, there's their actual war. There's where they're going to send their troops to attack. The Nigerians are pretty strong, though. That's going to be a pretty difficult war. Very difficult. Guinea is still holding on, just barely against Morocco. I think Morocco's going to go after Senegal next. Ooh, they're going after Yugoslavia now. Oh, they've got no border with the Italians, so it's all the French now on the Italians. Okay, that makes sense. The French aren't really moving in, though. They're not really taking much advantage. Oh, there they go. Okay. I was like, why did they stop? Like, they just kind of stopped. This is kind of interesting. Oh, Iran was annexed. And the Soviets are now at war with Iraq, so that's going to end Iraq's long war, because they're going to get absolutely sandblasted by the Soviets. The Indians got, like, nothing out of that, even though they did a lot of the work. I'm honestly kind of surprised they got, like, nothing out of that. The Chinese are invading Vietnam, still happening. The Chinese have a lot of artillery divisions, which is probably what's holding them back, but... the Italian Union was just annexed by the French. Now the French are going after the Spanish, which is probably a smart move. Ooh, yuck. Those borders are disgusting. Canada declared war on who? American People's Commonwealth? I think the American Republic just declared war on them as well. Oh, yeah. So we've got Canada and the American Republic on the Commonwealth. So that's really bad. It's bad for the Commonwealth. Now, I'm curious. Canada is sitting at 36 divisions, and they do have a nuke in the works. I just want to point that out. None of the American states do. 24 divisions led by Mr. Donald Rumsfeld, who kind of looks almost like Jeb, but hey, I'm not saying nothing. Noam Chomsky. Friggin' crazy asshole. Oh, Tonga's gone. So the Japanese going to war with the Fiji. So the Japanese, Indonesians, and Australians are looking for that empire of the sea here. Eventually they're going to clash with each other. Well, we'll wait for that day. Oh, the Turks want in on the Iraq. They're not going to get anything out of that at all. So the Canadians are going in on the Commonwealth. How many do the Commonwealth have? 22 divisions. Yeah, they're not gonna live. They are not gonna live on Thailand. Thailand's still alive? Really? Oh my God, they are. They outlived. They lived. The Burmese can't seem to get it done. Now the Burmese are going to die to the Indians. Oh, there they go. And the Chinese are going to declare war on the Thai, which don't have much left. Oh, the Singapore has been pushed back to, you know, Singapore, which is sad. They were doing so well, but Malaysia finally outdid them. They overpowered them. Turkey, yeah, they did. They actually linked it up. Barely, but they managed to link up their Egyptian land with the land in, like, regular Turkey. So good for them. Good for them. How are they doing anyway? 69 divisions. They're doing okay. They're doing okay. I'm surprised. Oh, the Yugoslavs are still alive. Okay. So it's the Germans fighting them down in Italy. Ooh. So the Fiji kingdom was just annexed, and now the Japanese want to go against this Chinese thing. Turkey declared war on Ethiopia. Ooh, that's an interesting one. And just, oh, the Soviets declared war on Korea. The Koreans are going to gain quick land out of that one, because the Soviets have, like, nothing over here. So if they're smart, they're going to spread like wildfire, get a good front here, at the very least, before the Soviets show up. Yeah, they're coming. They are coming. They're taking Vladivostok. They're moving pretty quickly up the ringer there. They might actually... This could be a difficult battle difficult war for them. There's a lot of divisions, so this could be a pretty pretty hefty war for them. We'll see how it goes, but it could be a pretty deadly one for the Congolese Union was just annexed by Ethiopia, Angola, and that's it really. So we've got South Africa and Angola, which I expected to happen. Ethiopia is now in a pretty big war with Turkey, which is good for Turkey. That's a lot of pretty valuable land there. Probably some of the most valuable land in Africa, besides maybe Nigeria. We've got the Libyan Union at war with Nigeria still, speaking of Nigeria. They're getting pretty close to taking their capital of Abuja, but they've taken some pretty major cities. Lagos is one of the bigger ones here soon. They lose their capital in Lagos. I don't think there's much they've got going on anymore. Oh, the Germans are at war with the French state. The French haven't done anything against the Spanish at all. They've taken a little bit over the Pyrenees here, but that's it. Like, they got close to Barcelona, but that's literally all they've done. The Spanish have just put up a defensive line and just kind of stuck to it, which is pretty smart overall. Pretty smart. The Portuguese are just, I don't even know. The Spanish, the fact that they haven't invaded Portugal yet is just an absolute disgrace, honestly. Oh, they're also at war with the UK. Well, that's interesting. What is the UK doing? 32 divisions. They're not really doing much. They have a lot of exiled divisions, too. They do have nukes. They do have nukes. Oh, India just declared war on the Soviet Union? Did I see that right? Oh, shit. So the Koreans are currently fighting the Soviets there. They're not doing a great job, but if they can... Actually, no, they're actually doing a pretty good job. If they can hang on, the Indians now are going to fully invade the Soviets, which is going to divide the Soviet attention. They're going to need a lot more on the Indian front, because the Indians have a stupid amount of units. Let's see, we've got... Okay, the Indians have 118. The Soviets have 119. But the Soviets are at war with the Koreans. The Koreans, who... Oh, Singapore now. The Chinese should jump in on this, honestly. The Koreans have 55, and are led by Kim Jong-un now. So that's 55 divisions distracting Soviets here. And then, of course, the Indians fighting them as well. If the Chinese were any kinds of intelligent, they would kill Singapore, brutally murder Singapore, and then declare war on the Soviet Union. No, you idiots. You idiots. You're going to fuck everything up for India. You morons. You have more divisions. You could easily just declare war on the Soviet Union, cut off both Korea and India, take all the land for yourself. You absolute morons. But no, you're just going to fuck up everything for both Korea and India by declaring war on Korea and wiping them off the face of the earth. Because as soon as you cut them off from here and take Vladivostok, they have nothing up here. Nothing. The Koreans were smart. They'd immediately retreat everything across that line as fast as possible and defend the Korean line. Just defend it north of Pyongyang. But they can't do that fast enough. And now the Soviets are going to surround and conquer. And the Soviets are probably going to push into India as well. I can see that happening. Oh, India. You thought something right, but you're wrong. Also, the Ethiopians are not letting up on the Turks here. Although the Libyans are now at war with the Ethiopians, so that's probably not good, because Nigeria did collapse. What is the Libyan Union doing for units? 50. That's quite a lot for an African nation. 28 for Ethiopia. Like, oh, shit. What happened there? Whoa. There's the Empire of Ethiopia. There's a civil war in Ethiopia, everybody. Oh, shit. There's a civil war in Ethiopia right now. Okay. I didn't think you were supposed to be able to do that with Battle Royale, but because Red World is in such an old version of Hoi, I imagine it's breaking the mod a little bit. Empire of Ethiopia was just annexed. But the thing is... Oh, no. That's going to cut down on their divisions, I'd imagine. Who the hell is this? Egypt. They're dead. How do they have... I don't understand how they have units in there. The Turks killed them. That's weird. That's a very strange glitch there. Oh my, okay. Weird. So back to this war. The Canadians are invading pretty heavily from the north. They're moving in on a few areas. They could surround that division really easily. Like, super fucking easily, but hey, whatever. They're invading New England pretty heavily, too. The American Union has a lot of units in Maine. Excuse me. The Canadians could easily surround those units and take them out. And that would severely hamper the American peoples. It's funny, though, because the American Republic hasn't really moved at all. That line is basically the same as it was before. So they just haven't moved. I don't get it. Mexico is still fighting the UAPR. The UAPR is actually doing quite well against the Mexicans. Mostly because the Mexicans are getting invaded from the south. Colombia is brutally murdering them and about to take Mexico City, as a matter of fact. So that's probably why the UAPR is having an easier time, adjusting. I really want to see the Commonwealth fall to the Canadians. I want to see the Canadians. They look like they're going to pull out their second ever win from here, which would be great. Although we'll have to see whether they can keep up the troop numbers against the others. The French and the Germans line here has basically stalled. Nobody's moving. There's no fight. Same with the Spanish line. Nobody's really pushing anymore. There's a little skirmish here and there. But the Germans have basically stopped. I don't know why they've stopped. They could easily advance on this south line and just take France completely out. They have more than enough divisions to do that. I don't understand why they're not. I really don't. It's very strange. Barbados is apparently going haywire in the Caribbean. I'm a little bit concerned there. Libyan Union declared war on Angola. Oh, Ethiopia did get annexed. So they're declaring war on Angola now. Ooh, Libyan Union got a lot of land out of that. I'm waiting for the Turks versus the Libyans. Colombia declared war on the UAPR. So it's a 26 divisions on Colombia's 42. Oh my goodness. Maldives was just annexed by the Australians. So we're starting to run out of these little island nations for them to take over. They're actually going to have to start warring each other sooner than later. But just like with the Japanese... Oh, fuck. The Japanese have a lot of troops on that. They could wipe them out. Why are they not doing that? Ooh, Chile just got killed by Brazil. So Brazil now is on Colombia. So the UAPR is probably going to live for a little bit longer based on the fact that Brazil is now going after the Colombians. So they lived on the technicality of Colombia going after Mexico, and now it's Colombia on Brazil. Oh, the Chinese just declared war on India, which is not doing well against the Soviets right now. The Chinese can quickly take a bunch of land from India there. That's going to be really good for them, and hopefully they'll go to war with the Soviets themselves very shortly. That would be an interesting war for sure. I still don't understand the Germans. Why are you not advancing? You could easily take Paris. Oh, Kiribati was annexed. There's only Hawaii and this little fella here, Samoa, left in the Pacific. So they only have the choice between those two. And I don't think this guy's at war with anybody, are they? That's Brazil and Colombia. No, they're not at war with anybody. They do have a unit, so anybody could declare war on them at any time, but see what happens. Be interesting to see Indonesia taking Honolulu. They have plans for invading pieces of the Hawaiian Islands. Australia took Shelley's. It's an African island nation here. And there it is. India is annexed, and the Chinese have declared war on the Soviets. This is a big one. Angola is just annexed as well. This is a big one, probably a bigger war for sure. For the world. We'll see how and who comes out on top. The Chinese do have more divisions, but I believe they are worse like templates than the Soviets. So we'll see, pardon me, how that works out once they really start to attack each other. But again, we'll see we'll see what happens with that, for sure. So South Africa is at war with the Libyan Union as well as Turkey. So the Libyan Union and Turkey just keep going south on each other, and then eventually they're just going to clash each other. The Libyan Union, 61 divisions strong with Gaddafi. Turkey, 147 divisions strong. Wow, Turkey is a powerhouse. If the Chinese start to collapse the Soviets, we could see the Turks turn on the Soviets first. That would be interesting to see. Turkey is very, very strong. I don't understand how they got that strong so quickly. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Quite impressive. Ooh, the Spanish are pushing into France. What? They made a push here south of Bordeaux. That line hasn't moved like at all. Oh, they've actually pushed a little bit into the Pyrenees here too. So the Spanish are actually making some very sporadic but slow pushes into southern France. Unlike the Germans that could wipe France out of the friggin' earth right now and just won't. Oh, no, never mind. There they go. I think they got a little bit of spirit going on from the Spanish invading to the south. They're like, wait, no, we don't want Spain to have all this. This is ours. We declared war first, damn it. Actually, no, they didn't. The Spanish did. Oh, the Spanish just did another push there. So the Spanish are actually trying to push because they want some of that land for their own because they know what's coming. They know what's coming. The Germans are going to declare war on them next, and then the Portuguese, and then everybody's just dead. That's how it's going to go. I'm telling you right now. That's what's going to happen. I was going to say, did they stop? But no, they didn't. Okay, they're still pushing in. Are the French even giving any resistance here, or are they just retreating back? I think they're just retreating back. Oh, and Hawaii is gone, and the Indonesians are going after that last little state, the Samoan state. So the Indonesians are poising themselves up to be a very powerful oceanic empire. Oh, Canada just annexed the American Republic, and they're now at war with the American Republic. Oh, shit. They took more states than the American Republic, which should happen, honestly. The UAPR still attacking Colombia along with Brazil. I assume Brazil is going to declare war on the UAPR afterwards. 73 divisions there. Canada has 45, so they might not be the dominant. Yeah, Brazil is probably going to take out Canada, which is a sad, sad thing. 45, the American Republic has 35, so that's going to be a pretty close and fairly long war, I would imagine. Unless they just really suck. Yep, and French died, and they declared war on Spain immediately. Expected that one. So we've got Germany as the supreme warmonger in Europe with 90 divisions, pretty respectable amount of divisions. The Chinese and the Soviets are still fighting. Most of the fighting is happening down in here, so in parts of Burma. I really don't know who's pushed who. Their colors are too damn close to the same. There's too many rivers and shit in there. So it's really difficult to see that front line, where it's moving to and when and how and all the other beautiful things. Again, the Turks really should take out South Africa, have the Libyans take out Morocco and Senegal and stuff, and then the Turks should just go after the Soviets themselves, I think. Because if they did that, teamed up with the Chinese, the Soviets wouldn't stand a chance. But they stand a chance against the Chinese just because of templates, more or less. It'll be interesting to see if the Chinese can actually make that push or not. I'm dying, I swear to God. I'd also like to point out that the Germans are about to make a nuke. I want to see if they use it. Because they have one nuke now. I don't think they have air superiority, do they? I'd really like to see them use it. Now that they have one. The Soviets have nukes. They are capable of making it. The Chinese have one. The Turks are not capable of making it yet. The Libyans also are not. The Canadians are. They have two. The Americans cannot yet. UAPR cannot yet. And the Brazilians cannot yet. So that's an advantage the Canadians have over Brazil, is they could launch nukes at them. Something to keep in mind there. The South Africans are actually pushing up on the Libyans a little bit. The Libyans are pushing down here, though, where the South Africans are pushing up there. And the Turks are kind of just complacent right now, where they're at. So, yeah, hard to say if that will ever move. Morocco's having a damn tough time taking out what's left of Guyana there. There's one unit, one unit in Guyana, and they can't seem to take it, which is a damn shame. The Germans are working on a defensive line that's trying to keep the Atlantic coastline here, so they're defending Bordeaux for the most part pretty admirably. But if Bordeaux falls, oh yeah, see, all those units just got murdered, so they're all dead. The Spanish now are going to have some major trouble. The Portuguese should honestly make a push now if they were smart. Oh, Guinea was just taken. Morocco is now on Senegal. Senegal has, no units to defend themselves. Okay. All right, then. I don't know how they took other shit over, but hey, all right, cool. Why not? Why the fuck not? The Chinese are getting pushed in by the looks of it on a lot of fronts here. They have pushed out here, so they've surrounded some units in Burma, which is good. But they're getting pushed in, it looks like, in a lot of other fronts, which isn't great. UAPR just took 10 states. So Brazil is now at the UAPR, I do believe. Yeah. So the UAPR, 26 divisions. Not going to do very well against Brazil, that's for sure. They might do some good defending at the initial part of it, just because there's not a lot of room, but Senegal is gone, and they've declared war on these guys here. Apparently I cannot click on them. There we go. Oh, they're not at war with Morocco. Who's Morocco? Oh, these guys. Okay. See, Atom. Should be able to easily take them out. Ooh, the Libyan Union is starting to take a push on South Africa. They're getting pissed off. They want this all to be done. Good job, Libya, though. Supreme Rulers of Africa, pretty easily there. I didn't expect them to be the ones to come out on top. So good on them, actually. Like, they're not who I expected. Ooh, the Chinese. Ooh, they're not looking very healthy right now. Excuse me. Again, China, you had a chance to team up with India and Korea here. The three of you on the Soviets, they would not have been able to do much, but now they're just too big. Once they take you out, that's it. They have what, 204 divisions. The only ones that can stand up to them now are the Turks with 168, but even then, it's not enough. You know what I mean? If the Germans were smart and they did a massive build-up quickly, they could come close. But yeah, not looking great. So the Chinese are collapsing now, more or less. They're on a massive back turn. And there we go. South Africa's annexed. Wait, did Turkey just declare war on the Germans? Oh my god, they did. That is not what I expected to happen. The Libyans declared war on Morocco. I just thought the Turks would declare war on the Libyans. Really? The Libyans have more units? Oh, they do. Oh my. Okay. So we've got Turkey now on the Germans, which will be a very interesting war. Probably a very long and drawn-out one, too, I'd imagine. They're starting fighting here in this little out pocket. 2 German divisions surrounded and killed already. It looks like the Germans don't have the stamina to hold up against the Turks. The Turks' organization is stellar. Just stellar, and the Germans are just falling. Like, they just can't hold on. Good news for Spain. The Spanish now could hold up. If they were smart, they would put up a defensive line and try to hold Madrid. It looks like they tried to invade Portugal a little bit, or Portugal tried to invade them. Somebody attempted something. I think the Portuguese attempted an invasion. Interesting. But yes, the Spanish, if you were smart, please try to hang on and live. The Turks are making faster work than I expected of the Germans right now. They've already retaken Prague, so they've rejoined that land. They've surrounded multiple divisions of German troops. Wow, they're making quick work. They're almost to Berlin already. Like, already almost there. That's intense. That's absolutely insane. Wow. They're getting pushed back a little bit here. Spain was annexed. Oof. Did the... No, they didn't do anything. Who are they at war with now? Cable Verde. Oh, okay, so they went to war with those guys. Alright, that makes sense. I wonder if the Libyans are going to gang up on the Turks, or if they're going to go to war with some of these island nations. Maybe Malta? I'm curious to see how that's going to work out. Berlin has fallen, by the way. They've retreated to Bern. Eventually, the Portuguese will declare war on the Germans because they'll become weak enough, but we'll see when that happens, if that happens. Now, the thing is, if the Chinese continue to struggle, but still survive, and the Turks take out the Germans fast enough, the Turks could turn this around and pull out a win. It's possible. It is totally possible. We're getting down to the big boys. So we've got Turkey, Germany, Libya, Soviets, and the Chinese left. They're all that's left, which is crazy to think. We've got a couple of very strange ones that are very strong here, too. Brazil has annexed the UAPR and is now at war with the American Republic. The Canadians have been doing pretty well against them, but it's a slower go. So the Brazil's here now. It's going to make quicker work. And then Canada's got to go to war with Brazil, which is probably not going to end well for the Canadians, at least. But we have some interesting final guys. We've got Turkey, Libya, two very strange ones. I haven't seen them before in the final, like, 5 or so. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. I haven't seen them as a strong final 5 contender. And the Germans are about to be wiped out, which will make it 4. And I guess if you count Morocco, it's 6 right now, but I wouldn't count Morocco anymore. The Germans could still bounce back. That's why I'm kind of counting them in, right? Soviets could declare war. The Libyans could declare war on the Turks. And then that could be it, right? They could do a whole line collapse. It's the only thing. Brazil declared war on Canada. That's going to be, unfortunately, short work. I don't think the Canadians are going to last very long, which is a shame. They've done so well. I almost feel bad for them. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a shame. But it is what it is. It is what it is. They're getting close to Bern now. So how many factories? 240 something, 457. So that would be like almost 700. So it would be, yeah, they'd be starting to get close to the match in the Soviets. 313 though if the Soviets take China. That's the only thing. That'll pull the Soviets ahead. Which will be no fun. No fun at all. Paris, now the capital. Well, that's the Germans. I don't want to see them. I want to see the Turks here. The Germans are about halfway capitulated. So by the time they lose Paris, they might do a one more change, either into Scandinavia or it could be Madrid. But it'll be, pardon me, only one more capital change for them, for sure. That's for sure. Oh, China. China, China, China. I love how Turkey's just got this snaking in here. I wonder, though, because the Moroccans are about to collapse, who the Libyans are going to go to war with next. I really don't know how that's going to work out. They could go to war with Portugal. Oh, there goes Morocco. Let's see who they go after. Nobody? Nobody. Okay. The Turks are going to go after them next, that's for sure. Oh, no! Libyan Union declared war on Turkey. Oh, dear. Can the Turks defend and keep up their onslaught? That's the question. Do the Turks have enough troops to defend against the Libyans, who have a huge army, to be fair, or will they fall? Could this be it? Is this the end for the Turks? That they've done so well, this better not be the end for the Turks. I swear to God, I'll be honestly really mad. If they can beat the Germans out, they can reroute all their troops and probably take out the Libyans pretty easily, let's be honest. 179 to... Oh, 171. When the hell did the Libyans get so many goddamn units? What the frick? Wow. And they have like half the factories. Wow. Libya. Libya's strong. The Turks are so close to Paris. They're so close to Paris. If I were the Turks, I would abandon Africa completely. Set a defensive line here at the Suez. Set another defensive line here with some units. And blitz Germany as fast as possible, honestly. Take out Paris. Done. Where are they going to move to now? Ah, perfect. They moved to Brussels. Stupid decision. Stupid, stupid decision. Because they're going to lose Brussels easily. Just walk in. Do it. Just walk in. Take out the Germans. Take them out. Take them out and reroute. You can still pull out a win, Turkey. Don't disappoint me, please. Don't let the Libyans be the ones to take you out after everything you've done. Just walk into Brussels. Walk into Brussels. They'll surrender after they should surrender after Brussels. You're still pushing towards the coast, and that makes no fucking sense. Push. Get Brussels. There you go. That guy's walking. Do it. Don't stand on that line. You fucking morons. Why is the AI so stupid? I don't understand this game's AI mechanics at all. I don't get it. I know they're entrenched, and that's just dumb. They shouldn't be. They should be advancing. Walk into Brussels, I swear to God. I'll take you over and do it myself. God. They're actually winning on the front here, though. Imagine Libyan units' templates aren't that great. They just need to take Brussels. They need to kill the Germans and wipe them out. If they can wipe out the Germans... If they take Brussels, that's literally it. The Germans will give up. The Germans will surrender the second you walk into Brussels. Because it's their capital and it's worth a ton of victory points. I mean, you could just keep fighting the line. They will give up eventually. Oh, they're also out of manpower. I just realized. The Turks are out of manpower. What are they on for? They're only on volunteer only. I don't know why they don't go up from that. I don't really understand. Like, the Soviets are probably up from that. They're only on limited conscription? Really? They have a 2 billion population? Are you fucking serious? Holy shit. I know he's got 14 million. Out of how many? 762. What about Turkey? What have you got? 372. That's it? Wow. Okay. Oh, there's a line they're creating along the shore. Oh, they took Brussels. Okay, so they're going to give up in like a minute. A few more cities fall. Oh, Amsterdam. Come on, just walk into Amsterdam. Oh my God, just walk into frickin' Amsterdam, please. Oh, they are. They're invading. They're making that final push. That's it. They're dead. It's over. The Germans have been defeated by the Turks. Turkey is... Kebab has taken Europe, everybody. Kebab owns Europe. Now they have to reroute everything to fight the Libyans. I wonder if it's enough. I don't know if it's enough. They've been pushed back pretty heavily now, too. They need to get these units out. Again, set up a defense here. Wait till everybody gets there and then push. And just go for it. Oh my God. Are they defending here? Okay, they're leaving. They're abandoning it. Good. Okay, good. Thank God. Thank God they're abandoning that. China's still alive. I'd like to point out. They're not doing great, but they're still alive. If this damn war can finish quick enough, we could have some assistance to the poor Chinese. But this war's going to be costly. And of course, no manpower right now. 646 mil, though. I don't know why they're only on volunteer only. That seems kind of pointless to me, but okay. Brazil is pushing into Canada, but not as fast as I thought they would. They've only really just hit the Canadian frontier in southern British Columbia here, outside of Vancouver. They've taken my hometown. I'm in there. They've taken me over. I'm like right here. I'm gone. I'm now Brazilian. I'm not Canadian anymore. But the Canadians are definitely trying their best. I love how the American divisions are still there, but the Canadians are definitely trying their best to defend against the Brazilians. It's sad, but they had a good fight. Brazil deserves the win. But Canada, I think, deserves it more. But that's just me. That's just me. So, Libya versus Turkey. This is probably going to be a really long conflict. Especially now that Turkey's got all of its force centered on this fight. They can actually use everything now. They're not at war with anybody else. So we'll see how this lasts and see who comes out on top. It could be either. It really could still be either of them. The fighting is definitely slowed down. Same with the Chinese. The fighting is still pretty intense, but that line just doesn't want to change very much. So I'm going to pause it here, and we'll see you back when something happens. So a bit of an update. Some interesting things have happened. It's only been probably about 6 months, and the Libyans have actually managed to push fully through the Middle East, take Ankara, and are now moving towards Istanbul. The Turks smartly have retreated all the way to Bern. I think the Turks are actually completely collapsing right now. Their last chance really is to hold them off at Istanbul until they can rebuild and fire back through the Middle East again. But I don't know whether they can actually muster that anymore. A lot of the units were surrounded and killed. They're down to 116, so it's about 60 units that were destroyed, and Libya's at 294. So, yeah, damn, I'm surprised at that. So if the Turks lose Istanbul and the Libyans spill into the Balkans, I think that's completely it for Turkey. I don't think they can recover from that at all. You can see even here they've only got defensive units and stuff really left in Europe at some ports, so they don't get navally invaded. Their frontline army is basically all but just gone. On the other side of the world, the Chinese are pretty much collapsing now. They lost Beijing and held that line for so long, but they finally did collapse. They've got this big, deep cut into mainland China, and they're really close to Shanghai now. I don't think the Chinese will collapse after Shanghai. I think they will retreat to like Hong Kong, for example, maybe Bangkok. I think they're still a little ways from surrendering, but the Chinese now, they put up such a long resistance. I have to give them a clear shout out for that. Because of that, the Libyans have managed to, fully invade here and do so well. So the Chinese continue to resist until after Turkey falls. It's going to be an interesting final war between the Soviet Union and the Libyan Union. It's Bolshevik, so I guess it's kind of communist, but not really. He's more of a dictator than a communist. The Libyans have broken through, though, and are now flooding into the Balkans fairly quickly. And they've got quite the front line going on there, moving into Turkey. So I don't know how long it'll take for them to get and capitulate Turkey fully, whether the Soviets will join in on that war, if the Chinese do continue to collapse as they have been. It's hard to say whether the Soviets will actually get anything into that war or not, but we'll see shortly. I don't think the Soviets have much. Yeah, they have units and stuff kicking around in Europe, but nothing compared to the Libyans right now. So even if they declared war on Turkey, I don't think they'd get far enough in before the Libyans caught up with them anyway. So we'll see what happens at the very least. But yeah, the Libyans are now in the Balkans, fighting towards Western Europe. Sri Lanka was actually annexed by the Australians. Wow. The Australians are now at war with who? These guys here, the Comoros. So the Australians are still, bebopping along, trying to expand their empire. The Indonesians have still not successfully taken the capital here. They've managed to resist the Indonesian invasions so far. So whether that keeps up or not, we'll find out. But hey, you never know. Yeah, just crazy what's going on right now. Just absolutely crazy. But yeah, so we'll continue watching their invasion there and the Chinese slowly collapsing, and we'll be back with you in a minute. So the Chinese finally collapsed. They got pushed to Shanghai. They moved their capital to Hong Kong, and they just didn't have any units to defend the line anymore, so the Soviets kind of just crippled them. Meanwhile, the Libyans have moved pretty close to Bern. They're really getting close now. they've done a smart move. They've actually moved out this way from a bubble south of Innsbruck and Munich into Venice and across, and they moved north along the Soviet border so that the Soviets, while they did declare war on Turkey and can invade through Scandinavia still, they're not going to be able to get the bulk of the land from the Libyans because they have no invasion into Europe directly. So that was actually pretty smart for the Libyans to do. And now the Libyans are very close to taking Bern, which is may not be the collapse of the Turks quite yet. They'll probably switch their capital at least once more, but it's definitely the beginning of the end. And there's the Soviet invasion in the north. I was waiting for that to occur. So yeah, we're starting to see that happen. The Libyans are obviously starting to get prepared for a Soviet invasion. They've got some defensive forces going on, but their main focus is still to take Turkey out. The Turks just lost Bern and switched their capital to Paris. I imagine that probably going to be their last capital. Could see one more, depending on whether the Libyans take the Dutch coastline first or Paris falls first. I really don't know which it's going to be, but either or, the Libyans are steamrolling through here, which is crazy. Just insane. Oh, I thought that was a peace deal. It's just auto-saving now. So yeah, it's... excuse me. The final two are going to be the Soviet Union and Libya. Never would have I ever said in my life that the final two fighting it out is going to be the Soviet Union and the Libyans. Never would I ever expected that. Also, Brazil is fairly close to taking Canada now. Another few months. The Canadians, God love them, still trying to resist. They still have a few units kicking around, but for the most part, their army's fully collapsed and been killed off. So it's a darn shame, but it is what it is. The Canadians will fall very shortly. But the Libyans are really who I'm watching at this point, as they continue just to bulldoze through Europe, completely, almost seemingly unopposed at this point. Loss-wise, they've lost more than the Turks, 700,000 more than the Turks, but they still hold, 10 million manpower. The only thing that would, is the 69 million manpower. So the Soviets are definitely going to give them a run for their money. I don't know who's going to win that one. They're fairly close unit-wise. We've got 471 on the Soviet Union's 283, but I imagine the Libyan units are a lot worse template-wise, and there it goes. Libyan Union declared war on the Portuguese. Turks were annexed. So we're probably going to see a few small proxy wars go on. The Soviets at war with Japan, and the Libyans are at war with the Portuguese. We'll probably see a few proxy wars go on before the main war. I'm going to see because the Portuguese should probably fall very quickly here. I want to see if the Libyans declare war on the Soviets themselves right after the Portuguese fall. I'm curious to see, or if they'll start going after a few island nations first. So Lisbon's about to go here. Yeah, it's gone. And that's the Libyans. Nope, they declared war on the Brits. Okay. I don't think they're going to get very far there. The Brits still have a pretty strong navy. They got 89 divisions, 33 ships going on there. The Libyans, ship-wise, what do they have for a navy right now? Oh, there it is. There it is. 31. So it'd be fairly even, actually. So the Soviet Union versus the Libyan Union. This is the final showdown, everybody. Can the Soviets take the Red World mod by storm and prove why this mod was named after them? Or will the Libyans somehow, some way, take out the Soviets themselves? I don't know. And that's what scares me, is I just don't know. The Libyans are making quick work in the Middle East and on the European front, but they haven't met the Soviet force yet. So that could change up pretty quickly. I mean, there's some Soviet forces along the border, but it's not the main force yet. My question is, can the Libyans get to Moscow before the main Soviets do show up? It doesn't look like it because the European fronts slowed down. It's pretty much stalled at this point, with the exception of Odessa down there. You can see that flicking. The Middle Eastern front's still pretty static, though. They're still pushing pretty heavily into the Middle East, which is good. They can take over a lot of the Middle East's oil stocks. That'll help. Same with Scandinavia. They're still pushing there a fair bit, but the front in Europe has slowed to a stop now. So I don't know whether the Soviets are going to be able to push them back, or will we see a Libyan victory? I don't know, but it's going to be a very long war, that's for sure. So I'm going to pause it here, and if anything major happens, I will come back. I can't believe this, but Libya is about to take Moscow. They put in a huge front push. They'd stalled out for a little while, not too long, but they put a front push. They're outside of Moscow now. They're about to link up their Caucasus Middle Eastern divisions here. They surrounded the area around Baku and northern Iran, and they're pushing into parts of eastern Iran, which is insane. I can't believe that. Like, they're so close to taking Moscow here, which is really, well, that's the British Republic, which is really going to throw the Soviets for a loop here. They've run so down on divisions, too. I don't know where the hell the Soviet divisions managed to die off at. 163. So they did have more than that. They're still fielding a pretty considerable army, but it's not enough now. Did Dominica really just declare war on Canada? There's not much of Canada left really to take. Brazil just hasn't walked into Ottawa yet, but hey, whatever you want to do. Yeah, and the Libyans are also looking at linking up their Scandinavian divisions. That's a pretty risky move they're doing here. I don't know why they're flooding them there. They should really take the back end here and set up another front, but hey, whatever they want to do, I guess. Because whatever they're doing is working. Yeah, this line here is already pushing back in pretty heavily. Yeah, they're not pushing on Moscow right now, but they could take it pretty easily if they just wanted to walk right into Moscow. They're more interested, it looks like, in linking up this divisionary thing here, or sending a bunch of units on the back end. I don't know where they're going. Maybe the Brits invaded somewhere? No, doesn't look like it. Wait, what? Holy shit. Big naval battle going on there. A lot of Soviets versus not very many Libyans. Makes sense. I'm not surprised that the Libyans don't have as big a navy as the Soviets, but it looks like they're back on the push now, which means they could try to head off in Moscow at any given point. They've taken Leningrad, which is a pretty key, big key Soviet city, but they haven't. Yeah, this is. I cannot believe this. The Libyans, what the Chinese and the Indians could not do, the Libyans have managed to pull off. They're invading the Soviet Union and winning. They're about to take Moscow. They're now fighting, I think, for Moscow. They just were. Yeah, they are again. So they're winning on the Moscow here, and they're about to take it. They are about to take Moscow. 91, 92... 378. No, yeah, and there it is. Moscow is gone. It is no longer under Soviet control. Where are the Soviets going to move their capital to? That's the question. Wow, Shanghai. Okay, if we see that far of a push, well, we'll know they'll have surrendered. The Libyans are continually just pushing here. They really need to link up this Scandinavian core, take out Finland and the back end here to create a more unified front. They'll get that too. They're starting to kind of creep around the Caspian as well, so they'll start to get to that point too. I think this here front's going to reach Shanghai first. I think this one's going to be backlogged a little bit for a while, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be a long push to Shanghai, and there's a good chance that they'll possibly capitulate before that, but it really depends. I really don't know. We'll have to see. I'm going to pause it again and leave it, and we will come back when they possibly capitulate, or if the Soviets somehow mount a counteroffensive big enough to push the Libyans back. Well, unfortunately, I keep getting a crash here, which I'm honestly surprised it didn't happen earlier. I am on, like, a really old version, and Battle Royale is just, like, not up to date with this version because it's so back. It's, yeah. So, excuse me. I think it's Battle Royale because every time the Borneo here or the Philippines, one of the two declare war on the other one, and then it crashes. So I think it's Battle Royale. But we can call Libya the winner here. They have not been pushed back on any fronts. The Soviet Union is now in utter collapse. They cannot keep up with the Libyans. The Libyans now sitting at 771 divisions. The Soviets crawling along at 60 now. So we can call it for the Libyans. I cannot believe I'm saying that. No, nothing. No, like, nothing. That's insane. Like, it's bonkers. Like, I'll even observed twice at an unknown command because I misspelled observe. And that's it. Like, I cannot believe the Libyans pulled this off. They completely annihilated the competition, and it's amazing. So Libyans, for their first win ever, and probably only win ever, in Red World mod, have pulled it off. In Battle Royale, the Libyans are the strongest country. Wow. Okay, well, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all next time. Friggin' weird. I need a drink.